Welcome, I'm Georgie Holbrook. Stop Suffering, Save Lives, Part 2. Many of you know my story, that at age 42, for 7 years I did trial and error remedies, progressively getting worse on my best efforts. And then I healed, but I healed emotionally, without scars and without medication. And that was my training of how our emotions show up in health issues, from our beliefs. And once we're diagnosed, we become the diagnosis. We become the label. So part 2, I want to give you the science behind this product that I mentioned in video number 1. Has 53 patents on it. Now I've taught in 16 states, and I've been with some of the finest naturopathic people and products, but I've never found one with 53 patents. So in the 1990s, scientists and doctors here in the United States, now this product is worldwide now, discovered how a cell communicates. So cells have antennas. They reach out to another cell and say, are you a bacteria, a virus, a cancer cell, and destroys it. We've heard this from the time we were born. You scratch your arm, it heals. And many of us have overcome a lot of different things and healed from it. So what they discovered is that those antennas have to be coated with 8 nutrients. Not 5, not 3, but 8, in order to communicate correctly. So they will go out consistently looking for how to bring this body back into harmony. But currently that's not happening because we have high emotional stress, trauma, alcohol, drugs, just all kinds of emotional things that we carry. And so the normal response is to go to a health food store or online and buy a product that might have 2 or 3 of those ingredients. But if we had a car and it needed 8 spark plugs and we gave it 2, it's still not going to run. So in the health field, if we give it 2 or 3 of these nutrients, we're going to feel better. Most of us will feel some change, but it's going to be slight. But if we can go back to giving it 8 that it requires, then it will start healing at the core level of our bodies, at the cell level, and self-correct. So whatever's going on, and in part 1, I gave you many stories, some wonderful stories. So I'm going to give you some more stories today. But let's go on. So the scientists and doctors created a simple powder that has the 8 nutrients, has 53 patents on it, and it helps our body self-correct and come back to the harmony that the divine intelligence created within all of us. And it doesn't matter if you've had surgeries, whatever your story, it's going to bring you back to balance because that's its nature, that's its intelligence. So the same intelligence that brings the moon out tonight and the sun up this morning is the same intelligence within our body. There's not 2 intelligences in this world. So claiming our sacred self that most of us, like myself, had ignored for many, many years, I didn't understand. But now I teach it, and I love to teach it. All right. So then they discovered that this fight or flight system is that if you have a health issue or you're suffering from something, the fight or flight system thinks you're in an emergency, which you are, because your cells aren't communicating correctly. And then the fight or flight thinks you're in an emergency 24 hours a day. And that's why you feel exhausted. And you feel exhausted not finding answers. I did. And my clients do too. They're like, one lady this week said, I just get leery of, well, what is the answer? Will I try one more thing, right? So sacred truth is sacred truth. This is how your body operates. So they created a wild yam that actually is in a little tablet form, but it just balances the hormones, the adrenals, the memory loss. Things just start coming back. And then they created an antioxidant that takes the toxic waste from the cells and it starts flushing it out so that you don't have to recycle it. So it's an amazing, amazing science that I have worked with myself and worked with clients for the last 20 years. And it's the only thing that I say I can prove as far as really healing the body. And you heard that in part 1 of Stop Suffering. So today, let's look at some other stories. So my friend, Michael, had a father that was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. He's since passed away, but his father was in his 90s. He was in a hospital bed with the rails on the side, but he was at home and Michael was taking care of him. And he was ornery and he was angry and he was in a fetal position on a diaper and hard to manage, a big man. And then we got him on this product. Now at this time, this father did not know his son. But soon after getting him on the product, even at 90 years old, his memory started coming back. Fast forward. Soon after, I mean, this is not years later, he actually got out of that hospital bed, was able to sit up, watch TV, read the newspaper, go to the bathroom by himself, and have a logical conversation with his son. And I have it on video. So the power of this product, I can't say enough about. And it's readily available. I can get it to you. So the main thing I want to get across is that let's prevent health issues and have a really strong immune system. And then if we are suffering from something, let's invest in ourselves and turn that health issue around and challenge ourselves, regardless of what they're telling you out there. We don't have to buy into the labels. Challenge yourself. The sacred lives inside of us and knows how to self-correct us with understanding. So many of you read my books and you know that I'm on the emotional side of life, that our emotions speak in health issues to try to get our attention. And what we do is we medicate it, we ignore it, we deny it, and we don't understand how this language is. I call it a language because it really is a language. It's a call for help. And so now we have a complete package. I mentor people, teaching them how their body works. And I go through a whole series of teachings so that many people in their first session just go, oh my goodness. And in the second session, they just start feeling it. And then they can apply it. So you want to live by example of what you learn. So get yourself a mentor, but get yourself a mentor that has lived through something horrible, rather than just reading a book and saying, okay, now this is my label. No, I've helped over 2,000 people. I know what I'm talking about. I can prove to you. If you're willing to step up and take care of your body at a whole different level and say, I want my life to change. We've all been through losses. We're all been through different situations. But our body has been telling our inner story in ways we haven't understood. But now we can, because I can teach you how to draw your emotions and how to communicate. So let's get back with the product. I've helped 4 people with scoliosis. This is an S curve of the spine. Let me tell you about one young lady, 14 years old. She had been I'm in Houston, Texas area in the United States. She had been in our children's hospital. And then there was a fundraiser for her to have a brace, because this little gal, She couldn't lift her books to go to school. She couldn't bend. There was just so many limitations as her S-curve just got worse. And I happened to be on a radio station, and her family heard about me. Now, I don't know about you, but there's no coincidence who's in our lives. And I'm in your life today. So anyway, she came to see me, and I put her on my massage table, and I've taught at 3 different massage schools because I wanted to understand my own body. But I've also had a major background in craniosacral, but mainly, on top of all that, understanding trauma and how it's held in the body. So as I worked with her, all of a sudden, remember, cranial is your head, has 22 bones. It works with your spine, your nervous system, and that's where trauma is held. So this little girl had been traumatized. And in the 2nd or 3rd session, her spine just straightened right out. And I brought her mother into the room, and I took my thumbs and went down her spine, and her mother said, "What did you do?" And I said, this is a healing. So fast forward, we got her off the table. I asked her to kneel. She could kneel. 6 months later, not only is she healed, but she gets in one of those dancing routines with other girls her age doing dancing. And I got to see her dancing. And I had tears of joy. I followed that little gal for 2 years with her family. So thankful. Her whole life was turned around from understanding her body. So I've helped not only scoliosis, but many different stories. We're all the same. We all have 12 organ systems that work in harmony with nature. Our minds are so important because we move into self-doubt, we move into fear. And I really believe in prayer. I've even written a book on prayer, but you can't pray it away. When it's coming in for you to understand your sacred body and then lead by example. Lead by example of this good life. Teach other people. I'm here. I'm not going to live forever. So I need folks like you that can just take it and ripple it out into the community, into your loved ones, and say, wow, we've lived in shame. We've lived in feeling broken. We've taken up addictions to cover up our pain, but we don't need to do that anymore, because underneath that is a story that wants to be told. You don't have to relive your past, but if you understand, and let me do guided imagery with you. I don't do hypnosis, but I do guided imagery where your body, your sacred self, knows exactly how to heal you. So sign up. Contact me. Start having mentors, a mentoring session over and over again, having a guide. I love what I do. And I want to teach you so that you can teach others. I can't do this all by myself. So like and subscribe me on my YouTube, but share it with other people. This message is important. Totally stop suffering. If you feel lonely, depressed, whatever the situation is, you can overcome all of it. Yes, it is an investment into yourself. But what's more important than yourself? So from my heart to yours, what did you learn today? What are you going to take and actually apply? So I look forward to hearing from you. It would make me really happy to help you and your family. Doesn't matter what the age. The divine intelligence, remember that brings the moon up tonight, the sun up this morning. That intelligence lives inside of us, and it's really wise. But it has laws and it has principles to follow, and once you understand that, life was meant to be good. So take care, blessings, and I look forward to hearing from you. Remember, I can't do it by myself, but I can do it with helpers. Thank you so much. Blessings to you. From my heart to yours, I send you prayers and love and blessings. Bye for now.